It's early Sunday morning, and while most high school students are still asleep, Lindsay Waters is hard at work in a training session with her 10-year-old horse, Cobblestone Rocky Rose, or Rosie for short.
So I got up around 6:30 today. I try and do most of my prepping the night before, like loading up the trailer with all of my horse's stuff, finding all my clothes that I'm going to need, making sure they're all clean, helmet, making lunches, stuff like that. And then we get up and basically I just go get her from the pasture, load her up and go.
A senior at Bentley High School, Lindsay was first introduced to riding at 6 years old when she was living in New Zealand with her family. Working closely with horses is now her passion.
I started riding just at a local barn in our valley, and the next thing you know, I was begging my mom, "Mom, let me buy a pony, I want a pony." And it took a couple years of convincing, but I finally got Rosie. She was a baby then.
Training a horse is a full-time commitment. With all of the care for the horse, hours of training, and trips to competitions, Lindsay has made this equestrian life her #1 priority.
My horse is my life, and it can be hard. It's really, really hard to stay that committed, but it's something that you grow to love so much that you do it anyway.
Lindsay's commitment to this sport is paying off as she and Rosie qualified for the Region 6 National Championships over Memorial Day weekend in 3-day eventing.
In 3-day eventing, there's 3 phases, 3 days, 3 phases, and then one phase is called cross country, and that's what we did out here today. And basically, what you're scored on, you're not judged so much on form as much on your time and whether or not you get over the jump.
Last year, as a junior, Lindsay transferred to Bentley High School and wasted no time introducing the sport to her classmates.
Definitely a big part of why I transferred was my horse. We had just moved out of the public school district in order to be on the property with my horse so that I would have more time to ride. And so that was part of why I went to Bentley. And then the other part was that I had been talking with the head of the school about starting up an equestrian team.
There are not many schools that do this. It's time consuming, it's expensive, it takes away to some degree from their own sports program. And Rob Fabe, when we were really just figuring out if it was even going to go, went straight out, committed his budget to buying the girls Bentley equestrian sweatshirts, and it just really pulled everybody together.
Building an entire sports program from the ground up is no easy task, but Lindsay took on the challenge of spreading the word and gaining recognition.
It's challenging, but it's stuff that I love to do. The hardest thing was definitely getting everybody together.
Lindsay's been really, really great. She brings people in. She, walks around. She's like, "Hey, do you ride horses? Or are you interested in horses?"
Interest for the sport is growing. This year, Lindsay is expecting many new riders, and she has high hopes for the season.
Pretty small team last year, but we are building. I had like 10 freshmen come to me this year asking to be a part of the team, so we're working on getting them signed up, and I think we're gonna have a pretty good year.
Despite the obstacles, the program is thriving, and soon Lindsay will look to pass the reins over to the younger equestrian athletes at Bentley as she prepares to saddle up for her next adventure.